This week on Chatty Sparkly Running, we're going to look at the performance mindset.
Yeah, we mentioned that word last week.
We did,
that phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to tell people what it means.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bee in my bonnet about it at the moment. So we're going to discuss how useful is it to have a performance mindset. So before we do that, I best just describe what performance mindset is. And that's where someone is really keyed in to their performance. So the run that day, they're keyed into it. They know how fast they go in, they're knowing how far they're going to go, and then probably the performance mindset would link that to a goal that they're trying to do in the future. So so
they're quite focused.
They're focused.
You've got performance mindset, you're focused, you're quite driven.
Yeah, on your performance. Yeah, and you have a tendency to sort of force progress a little bit because you're always looking for the next performance, and you're always looking for your performance to increase all the time.
So is it a little bit like being competitive, because people describe themselves as competitive or not competitive sometimes?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Because elite people, the very fastest people, can have a non-performance mindset. In fact, it's
different then.
It's beneficial to them at certain times of their training. Yeah, I think.
Okay, so that's what performance mindset is. And you're going to talk about how useful it might be.
Yeah, well, I think it is useful at certain times, and I think certain people love it, and they think to themselves, they're measuring everything, they're wanting to improve all the time, and it helps them
do you have to
show.
measure everything if you've got performance mindset?
Oh, they would, yeah.
They would?
You would, yeah. Because you're always looking to improve. So, and then you compare that with what you want to do. So say you want to run under 20 minutes for a park run, and you're doing 1k reps, then you'd expect, and you're, let me do the maths, 4 minutes for every k. Then you've got to think about, I've got to do every kilometre in under 4 minutes. It does sound very driven
and very focusing on.
Yeah, well, it focuses the mind. It focuses on the mind, and so we've come through the kissing gate.
And I was going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
So is it useful to have a performance mindset if you want to improve your running?
Not necessarily.
Okay, I'm going to explain then.
Well, so, if you're always looking to measure everything, then and you're working towards a target. So, okay, that might work for you. That's okay. If you really like the stats and you like to compare it, and you're getting a positive feedback because you're improving all the time, that's great. I'm a little bit concerned about what happens if you're not improving, and the performance mindset, you're moving away from your target instead of going towards it. But there is an alternative, and the alternative is to have a more relaxed, fun approach and forget about performance. And this is what the elite people would do when they begin their training.
Yeah, okay.
Because they're not focused. It doesn't matter how fast you're running when you're at the beginning of a program.
So you're beginning to say it's not useful all the time then, perhaps?
Yeah, so for instance, those people training for the London Marathon now, if they're looking at their watches and comparing their marathon time with what they're running, is that beneficial? And I would say no, it isn't, because that would probably make them run a little bit too fast. And I know that the elite marathoners, they don't know how much they're going to improve. So they get away from that performance, and they just focus on going out and enjoying themselves and letting the miles take care of themselves and ticking over and having relaxed fun and just going from one day to the other.
So the disadvantage of having a performance mindset is if you've got it all the time, you're constantly looking at your watch, you're constantly looking at whether you're improving or not, and you're saying that's forcing progress.
Yeah, but I'm saying that you can do that, and
there is a time when it's useful.
Yeah, what I'm saying is there's an alternative, and that the alternative is to just relax, let the performances take care of themselves, know that you're doing the right training, that you're just going chatty, and you're building up the amount of chatty running week by week, that your performance is improving.
So you can still be focused on your goal.
Absolutely, yeah. You just don't have to.
Saying, I want to do a great marathon down the road, but
you don't have to be worried. You mustn't worry about your performance at the time, because you know that
on a day-to-day basis.
Because you know that you're going to improve. So if you're confident in your training, you know you're going to improve. You don't have to measure it. And so you just let it happen.
So perhaps, can you give us 2 examples of one, where a performance mindset, what would happen if you had a performance mindset, and what might happen if you took a more relaxed approach.
Okay, so let's talk about those people going, just an example, going for a marathon and they're doing their long run.
Over the bridge.
They're doing their long run. So
I'm going to disappear behind you.
the performance mindset is thinking, this is what I need to do for my marathon. I've got to do so many minutes a mile. So they will measure it. So that person will do a certain number of miles on that day with in mind a certain pace that they have to do.
Yeah.
And link that to their ultimate performance.
Okay, so they're tracking themselves
yeah,
all the time.
Here's the other option. So the non-performance mindset knows the training that they're doing is fine.
Yep.
Is confident that they're going to get fitter and faster. They don't know how much fitter and faster they're going to get, but they know they are going to get fitter and faster. So they're going to go out for a 2 hours 15-minute run, and they set off. They don't know what speed they're running. They might go uphill, they might go downhill.
So they go by feel.
They go by feel, absolutely by feel. And then after 2.25 hours they come back. And they're happy that they've done 2.25 hours, and they log it in their diary.
And they're not bothered about the pace?
No, because they know that the pace will come later.
Right.
And the pace will come later. And the question is, what is more beneficial? And I think it's a mindset. It suits some people to do it one way and some people to do it another way.
Could be.
I know which the
Which
people.
suits you,
No,
or-
well, I know which has been most successful with the
I think
people
we'll
that
have to stop before we get to the road.
I know what's been most successful with the people that I coach.
Yeah.
Of those two.
And I bet you it's the second one.
The second one.
Yeah. But have you had to persuade people to drop a performance mindset, or have they naturally done it?
Well, it's much more enjoyable when you're not looking at the watch all the time and you're just going out and
yeah,
doing
that's
it.
what I
But
was
yeah,
gonna say.
yeah, the coach has to give the runner confidence that that's going to work.
Yeah.
You
So they have
You've got to
believe
be
in their
really
training.
believing and be
Yes.
confident that that's going to work. And
Yeah.
so, I challenge people just to do it for a week and see if it is more fun if you don't have a performance
Yeah.
mindset.
Stop looking at your watch. Stop
Yeah,
tracking every run.
Yeah.
And
Right.
just believe that your training is going to make you improve. But how many weeks? It may be several weeks before they see improvement.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be. So thinking about it, are you a number cruncher, or are you just running free and going out there relaxed, not
Relaxed
looking at
fun.
your watch and just
Letting progress happen.
letting the miles tick past?
Mm.
Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope it's given
Food
you.
for thought.
But
I
yeah,
think,
exactly
today.
what I was going to say. Some food for thought, which is what we want this to be.
Yeah, not
Put-
right answers
yeah,
or wrong
no,
answers.
put your
yeah.
comments below about what you like doing and what helps you. And if you want a real challenge, go to the opposite. It's more likely that the
It's more
people
likely
that are the
you'll go from
performance
to
to relax running,
relax running.
to relax fun. But anyway, there we go. This is
Yeah,
all
don't
up on Facebook.
Yeah, don't forget our Facebook page and join our Facebook group if you want a little bit more support and information. We have a website as well. And
It's nice. I looked at it today for the first time in a long time. Yeah.
gosh, all that
All-
work I do.
And all the videos are on there. It's really nice. There's a wealth of
Most of the
information
videos
on there.
are on there, yeah, now.
It's a wealth of
Yeah,
information on
It's
there.
a
so
very good resource, and so is YouTube as well. If you
Yeah.
want to see
lovely.
all our videos.
Okay. And if you want to know when the next video is coming out, you subscribe and ring the bell icon on YouTube, and you
You'll get
have it.
Yeah.
It will appear as soon as we do it. Hopefully on a Friday. You might be able to see Ludlow Castle in the background because that's why we've
Yeah,
come here
hopefully.
today.
Hopefully it's appearing, but there we go.
Yeah, it's lovely. And we
So-
also, because we've had a really hot week, our midweek video was what tips for running in the heat,
So
wasn't it?
what's your midweek post going to be this week?
Are you a performance runner or
Ah.
recreational runner? Linking it to
Be a
this.
bit
And that's the one where I stood at the 7-mile mark of a half marathon.
long
That's a
time
good one.
ago.
It's one of my favourites.
Okay,
Okay,
on that note,
thank you,
we'll
thank
see
you very
next
much for
week.
watching. See you next week.